I don't know if anybody caught the first line of that song. Jared got that for you. The first line is, someone went and stayed too long. So maybe some of you stayed out a little too late last night. Some of you made good choices. I talked to some of you, like, I got my alone time. Others of you were like, I don't know what you said because you're still incoherent. But we're going to get through it this morning. To start us off, though, I want you to take a minute and talk to people at your table about yesterday. What did you like about yesterday? Anything from the sessions to the breakouts to the food to the party. Talk about it for a minute. What did you enjoy about yesterday? Go for it. Cool, and welcome back. Now I would like you to get out your phones. Everybody grab your phone, take your phone out. If you were here last year, you know I have you text me some stuff. I'm going to give you all my number, and what I want you to do is text me your description of yesterday in one word. So what's maybe it's something you heard yesterday, that one word that stuck out to you. Remember that mind meld game we played yesterday. You don't have to justify this word. It doesn't matter. Whatever word fits for you, take out your phone. I'll give you the number, and then you just type me that one word and send it, okay? The number is 317-440-1372. Again, 317-440-1372. 317-440-1372. I like that my phone started buzzing before I gave out my whole number. So some of y'all kept it. I like that. It means we're friends. Somebody's calling me. You can't call right now. I'm at work. Cool. So as the numbers are rolling, or the words are rolling in, I'm just kind of reading through. Awesome, groovy, chaos, empowering, relatable, civility, long. Yeah, that's your choice. That was your choice. Connecting, reminders, fun, amazing, cat. In all capital letters. Refreshing, humbling, euchristic. Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. Musical, tortoise, empowering, education, enlightening, connections, fun, informative, Santa Claus. It's an emoji of black Santa Claus. Is that one word? It literally is just an emoji, so it counts. No mistakes. Exciting, encouraging, wonderful, very nice, just a reinforcement. I like that, reinforcement. Connecting, wow, and then again, somebody just smiley with the hearts. Not the hearts, the stars for eyes, entertaining. Fantastic. So a lot of positive words. Hopefully your reflection on yesterday brought you some new stuff that you can take back to use when you get back to your teams. I also just want to get thinking happy thoughts. Remember, I talked about last year, starting meetings off with just getting people think about positives and sharing positive experiences gets our brains going. So now let's get our body going. Everybody stand up and get in a group of three. 3 people. Group of three. It's got to be 3. Raise your hand if you still need somebody. You need 3 people. Show me. There you go. If you need a person. Show how many you need. Give me a 2. If you need, they need 1 over here. They need 1 person over here. They need 1 here. Just keep your hand up because Kathleen's walking over there for somebody. There you go. Brian found a group over here. We need 1 over here. Does somebody not have a group? Yeah, there you go, Chad. Wes, I called him Chad. Cool. I called Steven Chad. I went with the joke. I made the joke. Come on, man. Okay, so yesterday at some point I made fun of crappy reality TV shows. If you like reality TV, more power to you. One of the only reality shows that I really liked, and I don't even know if it could be considered a reality show, was Extreme Home Makeover. You all remember that show? I cried every episode, right? So this game is called Extreme Home Makeover. So what's going to happen is the 3 of you are going to represent the house and the person in the house. Okay? You don't have to do it yet, but don't make that face. She's being a butthole, and I haven't even explained what it is. She looked at her friend and goes, okay, so here's what's going to happen. I think some of you forget that I'm here. You're like, he's just a hologram, right? Or he's on the screen, right? So what's going to happen is the two people, I would prefer, for you it'd probably be easier, your two taller people are going to make their hands like this. So you're going to do this. So the two of them will make a house together, right? One person like this, one person like this. Then the third person just stands in the house. And that's it. Everybody goes, oh, okay, now, okay. But now here's the game. I can call out one of three things. If I say moving day, the house stays put. The inhabitants of the houses leave the house and go find another empty house and move in. If I say demolition day, well, the homeowner stays there, but the house leaves, and they go find somebody else to build their house around. If I say extreme home makeover, the house, you don't stay together with your other part of the house. You break up. The inhabitant goes to find, so everybody goes anywhere. You find three new people. People can become houses. Houses become people. It's crazy, y'all. Okay? So again, let me review. Moving day, the person leaves. Demolition day, the house stays together and they go build around somebody else standing there. And then extreme home makeover, everybody leaves. Got it? Build your houses. So again, your tall people, person in the house. Fantastic. We'll start easy. Moving day. That's the easy way to just a quick swap, right? We still have some unhoused people running around. Yeah, some of you have to cross the divide. There's this weird divide nobody wants to cross. Demolition day. No, the people can't move. People aren't supposed to move. They're supposed to come to you next time. There you go. You stay next time. Next time. I bet we can do it quicker. Demolition day. Somebody here, somebody here. Somebody over there needs another. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, we have one person with no house and one person with just like a shelter. It's just like half a extreme home makeover. Moving day. Moving day. a man. I've never seen that and I love it. I've never seen it and I love it. Extreme home makeover. Awesome. Okay, you can drop your hands. Everybody just turn toward me. Turn toward me. Give yourselves a hand. Well done. Well done. Stay where you are, though. Just stay where you are. I want to point out a couple observations. First of all, first time I've ever seen this, when I called Extreme Home Makeover, there was a group of people who were just like, and they all just made a five-person mansion. And they had one person, I even looked over and she goes, mansion. And I'm like, yeah, again, there's no mistakes, right? There's no mistakes. You just make it work. But what I want to point out is the observation I see is the leadership role that emerges in this game. Because you're all pretty much equal. Whether you're a person or a house, you end up switching, so you're all playing those roles. But some of you are proactive in, like, literally when you're the person, I watch you kind of look around. I'm like moving day, and you made eye contact with somebody. It's like you and that other person just switched houses. So it's like planned. So it wasn't just chaos. Like, I know where I'm going, you know where, and that's easy, right? Some of you, when I would say, like, demolition day, your house would leave, and you just go. While other people are like, I need a house! I need a house! And I'm telling you, the old phrase, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Sometimes you need to be the squeaky wheel. Speak up. Say what you need. This is something my wife and I talk about all the time. I talk a lot. She's an introvert. She's kind of quiet. She just kind of is. There are a lot of introverts in this room. Introverts, and there are also a lot of women in this room. Introverts and women often don't speak up because they don't want to bother other people. They don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to do anything. We can't help people if we don't know what they need. Like, what's interesting is, and I've talked to a lot of you in the last day and a half, and I talked to a lot of you last year and still remember you. You are such a caring, nurturing group, and you take care of everybody. But are you taking care of yourself? And so this isn't just a work thing. This is just an in general thing. Like, y'all ever have a treat yourself day? You know, treat yourself? When you just like, you know what? The kids are going to school. Like, or the kids are, let's say it's a Saturday. Like, the kids have plans today. I'm going to a movie. I'm going to lunch by myself. And I might get a foot massage. By the way, if you've never had a foot massage in one of those foot massage places, they're so good. It's like $35. It's so good, right? They do your back and stuff a little bit. I'm not like endorsed by them or anything. I'm just saying, but do things for you. Speak up for what you need, right? I'm telling you, in this game, it's like I know some of your personalities just from watching you play this game. Others of you, literally, you like start to make a house and you went over and grabbed somebody by the arm. Like, come on, baby. There we go. You just naturally want to take care of each other, right? So take care of each other, but also take care of yourself, okay? So right now you're in a group of 3. I want you to stay with your group of 3 and grab another group of 3 to make groups of 6. Those of you sitting, this is not a sitting game. This is the other standing game. Those of you sitting, your bosses are in the room. Stand up and play. Awesome. There you go. Raise your hand and find if you need another group. Awesome. I see a group of 4 right there. There you go. Go join. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. And then you can, ma'am, if you want to go join that group right there, they need somebody. Oh, you're going to go over? So you can't be 3. You need to be at least 5. So if you have 5, you're good here. We have 4 here. Cool. Do you have 5 or do you have, there you go. Perfect. They're coming over to you. They're coming over to you. Doing the bull dance, feeling the flow. Awesome. So here's what's going to happen. And I would advise you, those of you like all wedged in the tables, I would go find more room. So spread out to an area in the middle aisle, in the back, in the front, where you have some room to move, okay? So let me explain. Keeping in mind that I just talked about leadership, think about that while we're playing this game. Here's the way this game works. I am simply going to call out things. Your group then has 10 seconds as a group to form a visual that represents that thing. Now listen. This is not an art contest. You are not being judged on how good you are. Okay? But you have 10 seconds each time, and everybody in your group needs to be a part of it. So even if I call out something like that 1 or 2 people could do and make it perfect, everybody in the group has to be involved in the visual. Okay? Here we go. So the first one, I start nice and easy. The letter O. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and freeze. Awesome. I want to remind Wes, this is a yes and no mistakes game. Cool. When in a room of hundreds of people, I hear one person going, "What the hell are you doing?" Right? Yeah. Yes, and no mistakes. No mistakes. Cool. Next one. The letter B. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and freeze. 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 Time's up. Time's up. Hold on. Freeze. I'm just taking a look around. I'm taking a look around. Awesome. That's points right there. If we had a drone, we have the winning one right here on that one. That's funny. Okay. For the next one, before I give you the next category, let me tell you this. I'm counting to 10. That should be your brain going, okay, we have a few seconds to plan and then do something. I saw several groups at 9 and 10 all still standing in a circle and talking about it. Remember, there are no mistakes, but do. Don't just talk, do. Okay? The next one. You are a setting of silverware. Knife, fork, spoon. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and freeze. Freeze, freeze, freeze. I'm going to be honest, a lot of you just look like you're being robbed, but I appreciate the effort. The next one. You are the famous painting, The Last Supper. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And freeze. I love looking around. She's the table, and then she fell, but she's okay. Real quick, just for curiosity, raise your hand if you think you're Jesus in the picture. Cool. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right. Now we're going to get a little bit more abstract. 10 seconds. I would like you to make the painting Starry Night by Van Gogh. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Freeze. I love that some of you are those like paintings with the little stars that actually twinkle. You can turn it on, right? Awesome. I looked over and one person just said, he goes, I'm the building. Like the one thing that's just like the tall, skinny. You're the tall, skinny thing, right? That's good. Perfect. All right, last one. You are the Eiffel Tower. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And freeze. I know. My favorite one here is the one where you're kind of all doing it in one person, but his group is tickling him. So that's yes and. Now listen, you can hop down, be careful getting down. Now listen, the whole point to this game is exactly the advice I gave you halfway through the game. Stop just talking about it and start doing it. Like, I don't know what that means to me, or what that phrase means to you, but it means specific things to me in my life. I want you to think about your life right now. What is the thing that you've been talking about doing? What is that thing at work you've been talking about doing? What is that thing your spouse or your kids have been talking about doing? Man, we need action, right? Start doing it. Start doing it. And I'll tell you, if you have a dream, and I even talked to a couple people last night that said they wanted to try something new, like working on some new hobby or whatever, just start doing it. Sign up for a class. Buy the guitar and start taking lessons or doing it online. Call up somebody and make plans to do something. There's so many times where people kind of talk about the regrets. I wish I'd tried that. Like mine, I'll tell you, this summer, I'm starting piano lessons. Because I've wanted to take them most of my adult life, and I've always talked about it. About 2 months ago, a friend of mine we were just texting. I'm like, what are you up to? He's like, do you know anybody who wants a piano? I'm like, what? He's like, a buddy, like a mutual friend of ours is moving to Wisconsin, and he's like, they can't take it. They're giving it away. You just have to pay to move it. I'm like, yeah, we'll take a piano. So we got a piano in our basement now, and my younger daughter loves it. And I'm like, do you want to take lessons? She's like, yeah. And I told my wife, I went upstairs. I'm like, this is it. Hazel and I are going to take piano lessons. Am I going to be any good? No. You know why? Because you're never good at anything when you start it. But I'll never know if I can be good because I've been spending 20 years of my life going, I should take piano lessons. So I'm starting it. So this is my challenge to you. Start it. Do it. Whatever it is, do it. Okay? For our next game, I'm going to let you go back to your seats because I don't want you to get tired and hate me. Make sure you're at a table with at least like 4 people. So if you're at a table by yourself or with one other person, go move over to a table where you have more people, okay? Awesome. Yeah, as long as you have at least 4, you're okay. Awesome. So here's what's going to happen. I have an issue that I need you to help me with. But it's more than just an issue. I think this is a way for us to make some more money. So here's what's going to happen. I am going to hire you. You are going to be what's called R&D, the research and development team, because you're going to come up with a new product. You're also going to be my marketing team because you're going to help me sell it. Okay? So right now, one person in your group needs to be able to take a note. So if somebody has pen and paper, do that. If not, somebody, again, just get out your phone and open up a note because I'm going to tell you some things that you're going to need to do. Okay, so here we go. Number 1, make a product. Number 1 is make a product. Don't worry, some of you are looking at me like, how do I make? This is pretend. Like you have to come up with the idea of the product, okay? So number 1 is make the product. Number 2, name the product. We can't put it on the market if we don't have a name for it. So first we're going to design the product. Number 2, we're going to name the product, okay? Number 3, I need you to come up with a slogan or jingle for the advertisements. Bonus points if it's a jingle because you have to sing it, okay? So slogan or jingle. Number 4, celebrity spokesperson. Who would be the best person to advertise this? And friends, I'm giving you an unlimited budget. So you can bring in any famous person. You can rise people from the dead, whatever it takes. Who would be the best person to advertise this product? And then number 5, a 15-second commercial. And that can be like a radio or a podcast commercial, or it can be like a TV commercial that you watch. So whether we listen to it or watch it, you'll have a 15-second commercial. Got it? So again, let me review. Number 1, make the product. Number 2, name the product. Number 3, slogan or jingle. Number 4, celebrity spokesperson. And number 5, commercial. Now here's the deal. I'm giving you 4 minutes to do all this. I'm going to tell you the problem, and then your timer starts. I don't know why it's so loud. Hey, friends, I don't know what you're talking about. We don't have the product yet. Okay, we don't have the issue yet. Here's the issue. I hate left lane drivers. I mentioned it yesterday. I need you to create like some type of product that helps me keep that left lane clear so people that want to go fast can go fast. That's it. 4 minutes. How do you solve my problem? Go for it. Oh, y'all going back to your seats. You don't have to go back to your seats. Everybody just turn toward me. We'll go ahead and stop. Everybody turn toward me. Now listen. The way, get out the way. Luda. That's good. That's a good way to end it. So here's the thing. I don't care about the product you designed. I don't care about the slogan or the commercial or the jingle. I care about, were you a yes and partner? Meaning, when you had 4 minutes to create all this stuff, it really shouldn't have even taken 4 minutes, because as soon as somebody suggested something, you should have gone, yes, what's next? And then somebody said, yes, okay, now what do we do for, yeah, like, did any of you, and again, this is rhetorical, so you don't have to answer, but I want you to think about it. Did anybody shoot down anybody's ideas? Or did anybody, again, it's rhetorical, don't call anybody out, right? Did anybody yes, but somebody else's idea? Yeah, we could do that. Or, and you would share something else. Again, this doesn't even matter. But some of you, once you have an idea, all of a sudden it's hard to be that yes and person. We talked about yes and. A lot of you brought it up last night, and then the elevator, everybody just kept going, yes and, yes, making that reference to me, and I love that you're referencing it, but are you able to do it? Because in theory, it's easy. But then when we get into work, all of a sudden our opinions come into play, and it gets a little harder to yes and, even in this setting where it was fake. But what I did was I gave you a job. And once your brain gets locked on something, this idea, well, okay, that's a good idea, but hold on, I think we should do that. We start becoming those yes, but people that I was talking about yesterday. Then I let you get up and kind of share it with another group. And I heard lots of laughing and stuff like that. When you gave any critiques, was your first thought, whether you said it or not, something that they should improve on? Was it something like, or was it just laughing and having fun? Some of you, we talked about yesterday being those perfectionist people. Some of you hold everybody to those high standards, and that's great. But I challenge you, as you go back to your normal life, always try and lead with something positive. Steve talked yesterday about that positivity, right? That when I am directing a play, directing a musical, my job in every rehearsal is to get better. It's like when you're in practice for a game. And every practice you have, you're looking to improve those skills. But if every time, as soon as you do something, all I do is cut you down, the science says your brain is going to get worse. Like you talk about good coaches and bad coaches in sports. Good coaches know, I got to pump them up. I can call out things they need to improve on, but I got to pump them up too. And I'll tell you, the secret is lead with the positive. It's like I learned in elementary school, a compliment sandwich. Have you all heard that? Something positive, something to improve on, again, something positive. And I just thought it was like this cheesy thing that we did. But I'm telling you, there's neuroscience that proves that's the best way to teach somebody something. I give you a positive, so you're feeling good. I talk to you about an area you can improve, and your mind is open to it because you're in a positive setting. And I leave you with something positive, so when you leave, you're excited to go continue to grow. Can you do that with your staff? Can you do that with your kids? Can you do that to your spouse? I think we're honestly probably the worst at it with ourselves and our spouse, or the people closest to it. For some of you, it might be a sibling. For some of you, as our parents are getting older, it's like we're that way to our parents now. We give them all that stuff. Again, lead with the positive. Cool? Now we're going to get real weird. We have time for one last game. Everybody stand up. Push in your chairs. I don't want you to freak out. But there's about to be a zombie apocalypse in this room. And let me explain. You will know a zombie because they walk with their hands out and they have to walk slowly like this. They can't run, okay? Now, all y'all right now are fine, right? But in a moment, I'm going to let you walk around the room. You can't come up on stage. You can't leave the room. If somebody is infected and they touch you, they tag you, you're infected too. Okay? Now you can walk fast, but I don't want you to run. Let me give the rules real quick. Don't run, don't push, don't leave the room. Okay? Don't run, don't push, don't leave the room. You can walk fast. Do whatever you need to do. But once I announce who's infected, Stay away from those people. Okay, everybody start walking. Just start walking around the room wherever you want. Nobody's a zombie yet. Nobody's a zombie yet. I'll tell you who the zombies are. As soon as I say the name, your hand should go up if you are that person to indicate you are a zombie. If your name is any version of the name Steve, you're infected. If your name is, listen, if your name is any version of Kate, Katie, or Caitlin, you are infected. Again, if you are tagged, you are also infected. You might want to look behind you. Hands out, hands out. Once you're tagged, hands up so other people know you're a zombie. Hands up once they're a zombie. No running. You can walk fast and put the chair down, sir. Put the chair down. No running. No running. You can walk fast, but no running. There you go. There you go. I'm one of you. One of you. Jared, no weapon. And stop. You can all relax because everyone was infected. Now stay where you are. Listen. It took 1 minute and 11 seconds for everyone to be infected. Now raise your hand if your name is Steve or some form of Kate, Katie, or Caitlin. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3. Is it just 3 in here? And Chad, I know where Chad go. I couldn't find it. Okay, so there's another one. So 4. Oh, 5. Sorry, there's 5 people. Listen, hands down. 5 people in 1 minute and 11 seconds infected everyone in this room. Now, we talked about positivity, right? We talked about being that yes and person. We talked about like being open-minded and listening and stuff like that. If you're the butt in the room that we talked about, you infect the other people. If you're always that negative person with your family, you infect that family. You infect that staff. You infect whoever you're around. I strongly believe you cannot enter a space and be there for the day and not change it either for the better or the worse. So my question is, are you changing it for the better or the worse? And probably the answer is day to day, it depends. Some days you're bringing it up, some days you're bringing it down. And you have people like Jared who are fighting like crazy to be that positive person, but at the end, he was surrounded by 11 people all like looking, and he had a trash can lid, is that what it was? As a weapon. I saw somebody else with a weapon over here. I'm like, put the weapons down, friends. I got to add that new rule because I like y'all, because you're creative. You didn't break my rules. You added new creative ways to get hurt. This is why I carry liability insurance, right? But this concept, when you wake up, start off positive. When you go through your day, look for the positive. When you're giving critiques and reviews, start with the positive. If you can learn to do that, you'll see a difference in your team. You'll see a difference in your family, in the way they start conversations. Like your kids will be more excited to tell you about what's going on because the first thing you do is not going to question what could be better. People are going to be excited to share new ideas because even if ultimately the new idea doesn't work, at least we had a conversation about it. That's what yes and is, okay? So I encourage you to remember this kind of zombie moment. How many of you had that moment where you were like toward the end and you just felt like a swarm of people were all running at you? It's terrifying, isn't it? I know this is just a pretend game of tag, but the first time I ever played this game, it's just a massive, again, people grab stuff because it feels weird. But this is how it feels sometimes at work. You feel like you walk in the door and everybody's on you, right? I mean, you're working, your clients. Those residents can be a lot to deal with already, right? Let's not add to it as the bosses. Cool? Head back to your seats. We're going to move on to our next thing. Yeah.
Thank you, John, for that. That was terrific. This next session, I'm really looking forward to because we have a unique opportunity of bringing our owners up to the stage. And so when I think about 25 years, this whole concept was just an idea, but a lot of hard work made it become a reality. So it's a story of perseverance, partnerships, and purpose. And thank you for being part of this journey and leading it. So while I keep yapping, I'd like to invite Mark Jackson, Blake Jackson, and Wes Jackson to the stage. While they're making their way up here, as I was reflecting this morning, about this ownership group, I just jotted down some words that just came to mind. And words such as thoughtful, respectful, sincere, genuine, caring, compassionate, active. They provide suggestions, never demands. They're attentive, compassionate, and they have a willingness to serve. And so you couldn't ask for a more special ownership group than these three gentlemen up here. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to John for the session.
Awesome. Yeah, you can give them another hand. Not for me, for them. Yeah, perfect. Awesome. So you all have my phone number now. So if you would like to text me additional questions to ask them, feel free as you go through the panel and you're hearing things. If you have follow-up questions, you can text them to me. Also, I always think it's boring just to ask work-related questions. So if you like to know what they like on their pizza or where their favorite vacation spot, you can ask. I love getting lots of those too. So if you have that question you always ask people, text those to me now. Start texting them in as we go along. And thank you all for being here. I'm a big fan of two of you. And Wes, thanks for coming too. Okay, I appreciate that. So let's just start off. How did the Jackson family get involved with long-term care? There's a mic there for any one of you to share.
Obviously, we're second-generation operators, so we started after our fathers got started. A little more interesting history is, though, Blake and Wes's dad, Ethan, suggested that we consider building freestanding assisted living. So we took that upon ourselves. I'm not sure what year, 1991. We built a project up on the north side called Clearwater Commons, and we built a half a dozen freestanding assisted living facilities and had our own little operating group, Turtle Creek. And at the same time, Phil Caldwell was starting to run our older chain of nursing homes with a company called EcoCare. So it didn't take very long. We were like, well, we probably ought to merge these two things together, which we did. And then I think we had a tagline on our signs. It was another basic American industry. And pretty soon it was American Senior Communities, and we combined everything all together.
Awesome. That all sounds good. What other kinds of businesses has the Jackson family been involved with over the years?
I'm the detail guy, so I put down a whole bunch of stuff here. My dad, Ethan, and his brother, Frank, started building homes here in the south side of Minneapolis. So home building, real estate development, done construction for ourselves and for others, cleared the nursing home business and a bunch of ancillary businesses, had their own therapy company, pharmacy companies a couple times, medical supply. They tried coal mining, did some commercial farming out in Arizona, had a big hospital company that they developed down in southwest Florida. As part of that, they tried little rural hospitals all through the southeast. I came out of school, and my first summer job with the family was with a little software company. They were trying to develop software for hospitals, and been in the medical imaging business. They were on the front end of those big independent living things that they combined with skilled nursing. They called them CCRCs for rent. Grocery business was a hard one. They thankfully we're not in that business anymore. We're still doing self-storage. As part of that grocery business, we tried a warehousing operation at one point. Somebody in the room with the hat on tried the paintball business. It was a blast, but didn't last long. The recent ventures for older generation have been oil business a little bit. What else would we add?
It's pretty comprehensive.
Okay.
Awesome. I like this question. What's the age order? Basically, who's the big brother and who's the little brother?
Mark's my younger, better-looking brother. Blake's dad. I'm the youngest. I'm the middle child of Ethan, youngest of the 4 operating partners.
Okay.
So my dad is Frank. He passed about a year ago. He was over at Rosegate. Older brother to their dad, Ethan, so I'm a cousin. And my brothers were younger, a lot younger, so I kind of adopted these two as my brothers. And I always tell everybody when I meet them that they should tell Wes they met their better-looking younger brother.
Age-wise, Mark's the oldest. I'm Ethan's first.
Okay.
And Wes is the youngest of the 3 of us.
Awesome. That explains a lot. What's your favorite holiday for all 3 of you? What's your favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving.
I'd probably say Christmas, personally.
If anybody knows me very well, it's fall, and as soon as the hunting season starts.
That's a season. That counts. That counts. Knowing what you know today, what would you have done differently along the path of the last 25 years?
I'll go first. We had a really dark time in 2015, and my dad, thankfully, said something that has really resonated with me, and something he grew up with, I guess, but check the checker.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we would have had a better compliance program, better corporate governance, independent board. We now have independent board members, and it's been a huge help. That's a lesson, something I wish we had done different.
I would have said just we should have been more aggressive.
Along with, I agree with both of them. To complement Mark's statement, I've, in the last several years, hesitated, but in that hesitation has cost money and time and effort.
Thank you. What was your dream job as a kid? When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? I love this one.
I wanted to either be a professional basketball player or a professional tennis player.
It wasn't pouring concrete. That's where I figured out I didn't want to do some of those types of jobs, and I really wanted to be in business. I watched my dad and my uncle as a kid when I was growing up, and I was just so taken by their entrepreneurship and their risk-taking, and they were both pretty smart. So I thought, well, if I could just be the best of both of them, I'd be in pretty good shape.
Always wanted to be a cowboy. And I'm thankful that I am able to play in that realm. But along with Mark, I got to see the played out what one of my mentors said, business is about relationships. And I saw it played out, good, bad, ugly. It's still worth it. it's about the people.
Awesome. This is kind of cool. I've never had this. I've done this a lot for companies where I have people text me stuff. More than one person has said, I just want to say thank you. One person said thank you for the Christmas cards and gift, and somebody just said thank you for all you do. So that honestly says a lot to me about who you are and how they feel about you. That's cool. More importantly, did any of you learn card tricks last night, and will you be playing in the euchre tournament next year?
Since I spent so much time out there, if I had a partner, yes, I would try it, as long as you promise not to get too mad at me.
Yeah, absolutely. It was. I really do appreciate you all reminding me that euchre is a Hoosier thing, and you're not going to want me to play because I'll figure out a way to cheat.
Yep. What is one of the biggest challenges that you have faced in this business?
Well, it's always changing, right? And obviously getting through COVID was a major challenge and opportunity. So we've learned a lot, and hopefully we can just be really flexible.
I'd point back to leadership transitions have been challenging.
You know, the financial side of it, I'm not a finance guy, and the financial side of it is so complex. It's hard, I can't keep it simple. So probably the payer dynamics and the change in payer dynamics, then couple that with what I learned was work with those folks that can pay for it on their own, and you don't have to rely, you can only have one payer, and that's your consumer. You can fire that consumer, and we have in the past. We've fired some of our customers. Kind of hard to do that in the scope that we're in today. So that complexity is really difficult for me personally, but I know that we all face it. And what an amazing team you all are in that complexity. You have the help of the Tysons of the world, Mark Dices of the world, and it's the world Steve came out of, which is so critical today, but then can transfer down to operations. And then you in the operations having to decide how we're going to spend that money, still understanding there's got to be profit, even though we're serving a very difficult environment for profit, is quite the testimony to organization. And really, it's the level of business relationship that I love, because we all have to work together.
Awesome. Kind of putting some questions together to make it easier to give you stuff to pick from. Do you have a favorite book or quote or person that inspires you? Any one of those?
First thing that came to mind for me was Jesus. I'm a person of faith, and so his teaching has had a huge impact on me.
I like to read. I read a lot. I kind of alternate between fiction and business books. I just finished a book on Leonardo da Vinci, incredibly fascinating. Maybe a quote is, I can't do this, you can do that, and together we can do anything.
Nice.
I'm not a well-read person. I got to keep things simple. It is, Jesus did give me a command. He said, follow me. But in that, he promised, I will make you fishers of men. And that is the opportunity for relationship. So it just all comes back.
Amen. How do you relieve stress? How do you relieve stress?
I go to the YMCA, and I also walk a lot.
Well, I also exercise, enjoy it a lot, and I like to be outdoors, so I do a lot of things outdoors.
I love the outdoors. I don't exercise like these guys, as y'all can tell, I'm the youngest, and whew, Mark always warned me, yeah, you can eat like that, and you can keep not doing exercise, but it's gonna catch up with you. And I think David's told me that too, warned me that. It's gotten better and better in terms of my appreciation of being able to get home, go down to the barns and feed the horses. Pet the cats, which I don't like cats. But to have them, to actually have them rely on me and walk up to me when, after a day of, yeah, that's how I relieve stress.
So you said that I didn't know what this meant, but you brought it up. So somebody said, can you bring the horses back to the building?
Y'all, I love bringing the horses. I try not to promote it anymore because I know there's no way I can keep up. However, you ask, I'll come. It's got to be scheduled, and I would love to bring the horses back. You know I do.
What's your favorite thing about your job?
I think you all, as Wes has said, wow, our picture's up here. That's Wes's picture. The relationships with you all and the impact that you all and your teams have on so many people, our residents and their families, and the folks that we work with. And that's the best part of it for me.
I'm always humbled, run into people that come and ask for help with a loved one, and or they've got a loved one at a building, and we just get glowing comments, and it's very rewarding, everything that you guys do.
So, Mark and I get to go design new stuff every now and then, or we get to come in and do a remodel. That's fun. Going out in the community to get entitlements, permission to go do a project. It's always fun in that they can pick on me as the developer because the developer's they always lie. But when I'm able to say, guys, this is American Senior Communities, they're right down the street. It just changes the tone because you guys are out there serving the community. It's a beautiful thing. So that's actually fun. Not getting my brains breed in, but it's that's what keeps me humble a lot. And absolutely, when you all help Mark and I solve what we think absolutely is the right thing to do, and then oh, wait a minute, we learned this from you all. Again, it comes back to the team.
So on the other side of that, two different questions you can answer either way you want. One person said, what's the hardest part of your job? And then somebody else asked it this way: if you could snap your fingers and remove one barrier, what would the barrier be? So either way you want to look at the question, what's the hardest part, or what barrier would you want to get rid of?
I can go first, I guess. I think the hardest part is just the reimbursement political side of the business. And so if I could snap my finger and that would go away, that would be wonderful.
That's a hard question. I think the first thing that came to mind, let me just answer it that way, was there are folks that are in our business for the wrong reasons. And it hurts people. It hurts staff. It hurts residents. It's just bad. If I could change that, I would change that.
I'm stumped. I'm getting too old. I think I'm appreciating the whole process.
It's awesome.
But there are plenty of things that always need changed or made better. Yes, and.
So, do you guys ever talk about work stuff at like your Thanksgiving, like when you're together for holidays?
When do we not talk about work stuff?
Fair.
Oh, it started when we were kids. That's all our dads talked about. So you sat down at the dinner table and you were talking about the problems of the day and what you were going to do the next day. So it's pretty much been there our whole lives.
Things I'd change.
Yeah.
My ego. We passed over some questions. What's something that I talk too much? In the past, I would still do. I talk too much. I need to listen more.
I thought you were going to talk more. I had more time to get my next. What do you feel is one of your greatest victories, personally or professionally?
First all the time. I am two things.
Uh-huh.
I am outrageously proud of my four sons and their families, and I think Sorry, repeat the question.
What's your biggest accomplishment, personal or professional?
I think my youngest brother, who's an investor with us, partner with us, Kyle, not involved other than supporting us. He has said we're the last home for a boatload of Hoosier seniors. Mm-hmm. The last earthly home for so many people. That is
It's big.
I don't know. That's what comes to mind.
Thank you.
Marrying Marcy, that's personal, but professional was becoming a certified nurse's aide. And
For me personally, I've been shepherding kind of our whole family partnership group for years, and being able to hold everybody together and put out a lot of fires and look at all these wonderful people is tremendous. It's a great blessing.
Awesome. I like this question. Somebody asked, is there a resident or staff member that's left a lasting impression on you? Obviously, a lot of people do, but when it's kind of like what Blake said earlier, like the first thing that comes to mind, is there a person that's impacted you?
No, not really. But Joshua did have in Crawfordsville a young man, not young, but younger than me, that has just passed. But I don't remember his condition, but he cerebral palsy or something, and just to see him struggle, but to see him loved by the staff and the other residents was just, it is so humbling. So I don't even know his name.
Oh, so, I lost my dad a year ago, and he was back and forth in and out of the hospital to Rosegate to the AL, and then Rosegate to the skilled facility. And when you do it with a loved one, you grow really close to the staff at the facility, and they took really great care of him, and they took great care of me, so I really appreciated it.
probably many mentors and old men from the industry, but probably a fine lady by the name of Kay McAtee. We opened our first two buildings, and my partners, the these two, and David said, Wes, you're not a manager. You need to find somebody to manage the properties. Tim DeBrooker, very few of you know the name, said you ought to call Kay. Tim was in the business. He said if I could hire her, I'd hire her, but she's moved on, Wes. It took me several months chasing her in her own building, which that was her test on me. If you didn't walk fast enough, if you didn't keep up with her in your building, she wasn't going to hire you. She definitely wouldn't come work for me. Kay came and ran our fledgling assisted living operations without a license, working with home health, then ran home health. We were cowboys in the industry, and we did a dang good job at it. Took care of our residents, made good money. And actually, Chris Kelly is a protege of Kay McAtee. That was probably professionally, it was industry saving for me, frankly. And then when I was getting my CNA, I had to give a shower to a lady who'd never been showered by a male before. And it was, looking back, I am so embarrassed. That one, I'll never forget that one. And you can ask me about it personally later. I won't say anything more. It went fine, but it did not go fine.
Thank you. How do you think the business will change in the next 10 years?
I don't know. It's going to change. There are always going to be people that need care, right? And we are people caring for people. That's not going to change. What we're doing with the insurance company is cool. How y'all are adjusting for that is amazing. More of that, we know that, right? Who knows what's going to happen in the country? God does, but we don't. And so I wish I had a crystal ball. And at some point, if y'all have feedback on what you think is going to happen, tell me, because I'd like to know too.
Obviously, more changes in reimbursement. Hopefully, at least in the short term here, maybe a little less oversight. And probably more technology. It'll be interesting to see what kind of interesting gadgets and gizmos and the little computers that run down the dining room hall and sing happy birthday to somebody. Pretty fun to watch.
Yes, I agree with all of them. There's change. I've been a butt a lot of times and a lot of years.
Oh, I thought we were all going to.
And how I was a butt was, oh, woe is me, it's getting terrible, it's going to be the end of the world next legislative session. I mean, I cannot believe how many years I've been at it, 38. I've heard my dad and my uncle about how terrible and things are going to change. And look at us. Mm-hmm. So in 10 years, there's nothing but opportunity. And the reason we've survived is because you all hire and train for creativity. You're givers, you're not takers. And so when we're givers, we're also creators. So we figure it out. And a phrase I love, and Chris, I still think I had it before you did, is find a way. We find a way to get it done.
We're about out of time, so I'll ask, what's the last thing you want to say? It could be just some closing thoughts. If there was a question that I didn't ask that you kind of anticipated or wanted to talk about, one last thought from each of you.
I cannot tell you how much I appreciate each one of you and what you do and the way you care for and love your residents and work together as a team. It is an honor to be part of this organization.
Yeah, I was so humbled the other night watching everybody get their awards. You guys work so hard, so just thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Give it up for the Jacksons.
Well, we also have some 25-year employees that are actually in this room today that we'd like to bring up and recognize. These are people that have shown a level of dedication that's over 25 years. So when I call your name, please come up to the stage. Justin Beard, 25 years. Karen Powell, 25 years. Mark Dice, 25 years. Rob Woods, I think he's not here, but he's 27 years, so we should give him a round of applause. Sherry Davies, 26 years. Chris Kelly, 28 years. And Diana Copeland, 41 years. Please come on up. Okay, with that, we're going to take a quick 7-minute break and then come back for our last session. Thank you. And I think Wes wants to say something.
Hey, okay, so 25 years is humbling, and it's direct service to ASC, but there are so many of you in here, and I got some personal stories. There are two of you. I can't give names because then I'll forget somebody, but you've served the industry as legacy and in so many different components. Sue, you went through the state. I knew I said I wasn't going to name names, so I'm going to throw Sue under the bus. And you demonstrated that hardship you went through, and you're still serving. And then here, you got us out of the CIA, and you thought, okay, my work's done here. Heck no. And you continued to serve. So your time in the industry is awesome. And Doug's legacy, legacy is a huge part of our hearts. Doug Lynch's legacy with his dad getting license number 5. Where's Doug? License number 5. That means his dad stood in line same day with the old men of the industry that would have been Ethan and Frank's peers. Anyway, it's really cool. The history is so deep with so many of y'all, and I appreciate it. The commitment to our residents and the profession it is lasting. Thank you.
Coming down to the home stretch. So we heard a lot about like the last 25 years. So what I want to do is give you a minute to talk about your experience with ASC, however long that's been. I want you to kind of reflect on what are you proud of? Like what things have you done? What moments have you, and it's kind of the same questions I was asking the owners. Like, is there a person, whether it's a coworker or one of the residents, that's kind of left a lasting impression on you? Is there something? And honestly, I got into the debate with somebody one time. I'm like, I want people to talk about what they're doing well. And she's like, well, a lot of people don't like to brag. And I'm like, it's not bragging, it's reflecting. Because if you can't reflect on your own positive things without feeling guilty about it, there's something that's been wired in us that we're not supposed to be proud of ourselves, right? And I want you to. So I want you to think about those people that have left a lasting impression on you, but also who have you impacted? What programs have you been involved with? What things have you done that you've been proud of? Take a couple minutes and discuss that with your table. And give yourselves a hand for sharing all awesome things you've done. Next, what I'd like you to do is either get out pen and paper that you can write on, or get out your phone and open a note. You're going to write something very, very short to start off, and then you'll be writing something a little bit longer in a second. I want to give you a little bit of time in quiet, not talking this time, in quiet, to think of 3 people in this room who have helped you, who you are thankful for. And here's the rule: they can't be at your table. But I only like them, right? 3 people not at your table that you're thankful for. Maybe these are people that you look up to as mentors, or maybe it's somebody that you've spent some time with in the last 24 hours. 3 people in this room that you're thankful for, write their names down. Again, we talked about yesterday focusing on 3 things that you're thankful for every day, that you're appreciative. Specific names are great because your brain starts reflecting on the memories, the connections, all sorts of positive thoughts happen, and literally happy chemicals flow in your brain. So just taking time to reflect on this right now is making your brain think in a more positive way. Awesome. Now I'm giving you 3 minutes. Go tell them thank you. Oh, I have to stand up. Tell them thank you and why. Appreciate it. So as you are getting settled back in, I have a question for you. How many of you thanked an extra person, somebody other than the 3 on your list? I did not say you could do. No, I'm kidding. Here's the exactly, no mistakes. But here's the thing: why do you need a guy on stage to make you take the time to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, once your brain gets into that thing, find those 3 people and say thank you. And then when you're in that thankful spirit, you just naturally start thanking other people, because your brain right now is thinking on that reflective thing. I talked to Tim last night, and he was just talking. Where's Tim? Tim, where are you at? Did he leave? Oh, there. Yeah, we were talking last night. He's like, I got gratitude. He's like, I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. He's like, it's hard not to have gratitude. Like, you got so much going on. If you want to rip off your shirt now, do you want to? Tim, do you want to? No, I'm kidding. You don't have to. He's like, he's got tattooed. Like, gratitude. He's like, just focus on that positive, right? He's like, there's so much that we can reflect on. I want you to go back to work, go back to your family, and again, just try and have that positive mindset, okay? So now we've looked back. Now let's look forward. Get your phone out or your notebook out to write again. I'm going to give you some more time to reflect. And this time I'm going to give you a little bit longer because it's a little harder than just thinking of a couple names. And if you would rather talk about it as you're trying to figure out what you want, the question is, we talked about what we are thankful for and what we are proud of in the past. Now, what do we want in the future? Whether this is for ASC or whether this is for you personally. And I mean you personal, as in you personal and professional. Like, what do you want to advance toward? What new thing do you want to try? What do you want to do? Or you personal in your own life. Do you want to learn how to play piano? Do you want to go somewhere? Do you want to do something? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to start a club? Do you want to start a new thing at church? Whatever it is, I want you to take some time. And again, some of you will do better if you're not sure what your idea is, to just chat about it and hear each other's ideas. So I'm going to give you some time to talk about it. I want you to write down at least one thing, but if you have multiple, fantastic. So take some time, think and write. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So now let's bring it together. Give me a thumbs up if you have a goal, if you have at least one thing written down. If you have at least one. Thumbs up if you have at least one goal. At least one. Front table, you still working? You have one, you at least one? Okay. So here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how do we achieve those things? How do we actually make those things come true? Before we do it, raise your hand if you could tell me a cool sports story. Like whether it's something you did, something one of your friends did, or just something that the Pacers did, or the Colts, or something. Raise your hand if you could tell me a cool sports story right now. Man, there are a lot of non-sports people in this room. So I can literally 2 nights ago, the Pacers were down by 7 with 40 seconds left in overtime. In the history of the NBA playoffs, that's happened 1,176 times. In that 1,176 times, the losing team with down 7 has never won, and the Pacers won. Like, that's 2 days ago. Yeah, I see your jacket. I love it. I saw it earlier. Don't clap. They're not here. 2012, the Colts were in the playoffs against the Kansas City Chiefs, and we're at the goal. Like, we're making this miraculous comeback. We're at the goal line. Andrew Luck takes the snap, hands it off. It gets fumbled. I'm like, this is going to be it. No, come on. Andrew Luck, freaking hero. He grabs the ball, doesn't just try and fall on it to save it and hopefully get something. He dives like Superman over a pile of people and scores to win. Like, I can give you a million of these stories, right? It's all about people achieving some type of goal. I could tell you basketball, football, hockey. I don't know cricket. I just thought that was, when I Googled goal pictures, that popped up. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I don't even understand how cricket works. So, but I want to talk about how do you achieve goals. Well, first of all, let me tell you how not to achieve goals. 90% of New Year's resolutions fail in the first 2 weeks. And there's a lot of reasons why so many of them fail. Number one, people set too many goals. Like on New Year's, like, you know what? Starting in the new year, new me, right? I'm going to eat better. I'm going to work out 3 to 4 times a week. I'm going to send a letter of appreciation to somebody in my life once a week. I am going to pack lunches for my kids so they eat healthy foods. I am going, and by like a weekend, you're like, I picked up smoking. Like, what? What happened? Because you try and do too much and you're overwhelmed by it and you don't have a real plan, right? So how do we improve those odds, right? Good question, nobody. Let me explain to you. Number one, write it down. If you noticed a couple times, I've had you write down, I actually had you write down the goal. So literally there's a study that says you're 42% more likely to achieve it because you've already written it down. Right? You're almost halfway there, right? That's not really how it works, but I like to say that. Secondly, if you create a precise plan, you're 49% more likely to achieve your goal. Next, when you have weekly check-ins with somebody, you are 76% more likely to meet your goal. Well, it's funny, Steve just explained that next year I will be playing piano to show my skills over the last year. I did not agree to that. But I told him, I'm like, honestly, I need deadlines. I need that. Like, that's something I need in my life. Well, having a weekly check-in with somebody that you trust that knows your goal, now all of a sudden I know I'm going to see freaking Al on Thursday and I'm going to have to talk to him about this. I better have done what I said I was going to do or he's going to give me crap. Now, we're friends and there aren't real major consequences, but again, when you have somebody that's going to hold you accountable, all of a sudden you're way more likely to do it. So look at this, 42, 49, 76. If you do the math, that means you're 167% more likely to succeed. Now, that's not really how math works. That's why I put the asterisk there so nobody can sue me. But I'm telling you, if you do those 3 things, you're way more likely to do it. So now you're probably all wondering out loud in unison, how do we do it? That wasn't what I was hoping for there. It was going to be, in my head, it was this amazing question where you all went, This side sucks. No offense. Like, they're so much louder than you. I guess now I'm looking at it, I think there's more tables and there's more people over here, but y'all are sleepy. I'm just saying, right? Okay, so here's the answer. I'm going to show you. The answer is goop. Raise your hand if you've heard of goop. Nobody? Oh man, this hopefully, yeah, I see you. Hopefully this will change your life. I'm serious. This has been one of those life-changing things for me. So I'm going to explain what goop is and how you're going to be better at everything, okay? So goop is just an acronym. G stands for goal. When you set a goal, it needs to be specific and realistic. Like the example I always give is weight loss, because weight loss is one of the biggest industries in the world when it comes to setting goals. People are always looking to lose weight. So most people, they're like, all right, set a goal. I want to lose 50 pounds. Like, okay, we're already screwed, because that's not realistic. I'm like, yeah, it is. A lot of people do. No, not many people do, and that's not realistic. It's specific, don't get me wrong. You're not just saying, I want to start losing weight. If your brain says, I want to lose weight, you've done nothing to set a goal. That's a dream. When you give it a number, you're setting a goal. When you give a specific, realistic number, you're on the right track. So for example, if I want to lose 50 pounds, I don't set a goal to lose 50 pounds. I set a goal to lose 5 pounds. And then when I meet that goal, guess what? I get a spike of dopamine in my brain, a happy chemicals, because I'm proud of myself and I'm excited to keep moving forward. But if I want to try and lose 50 pounds and I lose 5 pounds and then I go to a birthday party and I have some cake, all of a sudden that 5 pounds is back down to 4 pounds and I'm sad. And then freaking, I don't even want to get into water weight gain, right? There are freaking days. And you're like, I weighed myself this morning and I was 4 pounds lighter than I am this afternoon. There's a whole lot of factors that go into it. Don't weigh yourself daily, do it weekly, okay? But the concept here, specific and realistic. You set a 5-pound goal, you meet it. Then you can set another 5-pound goal. Or like maybe I'm going to go up to 8 pounds. Give myself a few weeks and try and lose 8 pounds. And again, small, realistic goals is more likely to get there, okay? So that's our G. Now we go on to objective. And this is basically saying, what's your why? So often people don't have a clearly defined objective and it all falls apart. Well, why do you want to lose weight? Because I want to look better. That's not enough. It's flat out not enough for most people. I just want to look better. So let me give an example. I'm a 46-year-old man with a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. Let's be realistic. I'm already grandpa age, right? My sister was a grandma at 42. I was a dad at 40, so I'm a generation behind on my side. I want to watch my kids grow up. I want to walk my kids down the aisle. I want to see them thrive as adults. When they're 30, I'm going to be 70. That's sad. It's just like you're like, oh yeah, he is old. Yeah. So I need to be around. So I need to lose weight to be healthier for my family. And that's a more realistic why and a more honest why that's actually going to help me get there. So now when I'm looking, and honestly, I don't know why it's such a big problem for me. I love sugared soda. Like diet soda, I drink it because I like some caffeine. I don't like coffee, so that's my caffeine and stuff like that. But I'll stand at Taco Bell. You know I like Taco Bell. But I'll walk up, and I'm like looking at the Diet Mountain Dew button. It's a couple of you know I love Diet Mountain Dew. But I'm looking at that cherry Pepsi. My mouth just salivated thinking, just saying cherry. I love it. I love it. But I'm like, no. And so I haven't had sugared soda in quite a long time. I've tried to back out on a lot of different things. It's these little things. And every time I literally have to make that choice, my brain goes, you're doing it for your daughters. And then I can make that better choice. And again, it's just that it's become a habit. You're doing it for your daughters. I travel all the time. And on planes, they always come around with that little snack. You want a little snack? I'm like, no thanks. I'm doing it for my daughters. I have like almonds and like beef jerky in my bag if I need a snack. But it's a lot better than those little delicious Biscoff cookies. Okay? So next, now you go on to the second O in Goop, and that is obstacles. And this is where most people really suck at making a plan. You make your plan, you make your goal, and then you start making the plan, but you miss the O's. You don't really take the time to set your O as in your objective, but then the bigger one people miss out on is your obstacles. What's going to keep you from reaching that? So once you set your goal, you sit down and you make a comprehensive list of all the things that are going to keep you from reaching that. So for me, obviously, food is number one, because food is delicious. Crunchwrap Supreme, right? Also, like working out, for me when I'm at home, that's easy. I have weights in my basement, I can do my thing. When I'm traveling, all of a sudden, it becomes more of a problem just because of both schedule and availability of what I need to do. So I've looked up and now I have like things that I can just do in a hotel room with no weights. It's all just, push-ups and tricep things. I don't know the names. Look at me. I'm clearly not an athlete, okay? But I found the things that I can do that make that. Okay, and so a lot of people are like, cool, that's it. Food and then working out. No. We've just started. Now let's talk about birthday parties. Now let's talk about going out to dinner with friends. Now let's talk about holidays. Now, have you all noticed if you have kids, you're at something with cake at least twice a month, if not more? Like cake is all the time. And cake is so good, right? So I have to kind of set all these obstacles in my life. When you're making your list of obstacles, this is where you start talking to other people. And you know who I talk to when I want to lose weight? I talk to people who've lost weight and people who've tried to lose weight and failed. Because the people that have lost weight clearly have some advice because it's worked for them. The people who have not lost weight clearly know what the obstacles are because they're going to know what tripped them up. So again, we make this list of obstacles, right? And now we go to P, which is plan. And a plan has to include how you'll get past all those obstacles. And so literally you go obstacle by obstacle and go, okay, how am I going to overcome this one? So I already mentioned, like when I'm in a hotel room, I have something I can do. When I want sweets, I keep stuff in my travel bag or whatever, so I always have something there. When I'm going to go to a birthday party, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to eat the cake. But you know what the rule is? I have to change my eating habits that day leading up to the birthday party, or even the night before. Like I won't allow, like I'll try and eat lean the dinner before, and then the breakfast and lunch before, and then we go to that birthday party, I can have cake, but then I try not to have other things. So it's always this balance. It's always this stupid balance, right? I'm not saying we like it, but again, it's for my daughter. And so if I have that objective, why am I really doing this? All of a sudden it becomes a whole lot easier, okay? So now, here's the time. I've already given you your goal, right? You already know your goal, so how are you going to goop it? You know your goal? How are you going to goop it? Let me go back to the beginning. This is it. I'm going to give you a couple minutes, time-wise. Yeah, we have 5. We have time for 5 minutes. I'm going to give you 5 minutes now. If you have a list of goals, I want you to pick one. If you only have one, obviously that's the one you're going to go with. If you want to keep it quiet and just kind of write on it or type on it on your own, you can. But I'll tell you, there's a whole lot of good in just saying out loud, I'm going to learn to play the piano. Now, all of a sudden, the next time I see some of y'all, you're going to be like, how's that piano going? Right? And there's that pressure. Like I said, if I know people are going to ask me, all of a sudden there's a little bit more effort. So I'm assuming a lot of you are sitting around people that you interact with or that you're going to see. Once they tell you their goal, if you want to be a good friend, you're going to ask them about that goal. And even if the first time she asked me, I'm like, okay, I didn't practice it all this week. I was traveling. Obviously, I can't take a keyboard with me on the road or whatever, but I'm going to try and double up on my lessons next week. And then the next week, I'm hoping she's going to ask me again. It's those weekly check-ins, right? So take 5 minutes, talk about how you're going to goop it. Remember, if you didn't write them down, it's goal, objective, obstacles, plan. Take 5 minutes. Go for it. So now you have your goal. For some of you, it might be something you feel like you're really going to easily be able to accomplish. Some of you, it's more of that BHAG that Steve mentioned yesterday, that big, hairy, audacious goal that you've been wanting to do it for a long time. And honestly, even the idea of starting it makes some of you anxious. But like we talked about earlier, just move. Stop talking about it. Just start going. Again, even if you fail. This is, I think, the important part of goal setting. You should not expect 100% perfection when you're doing it. If you bat 400 in baseball, automatic Hall of Famer. That's insane. That means you got on base 4 times out of every 10 times you went up to bat. Like everybody knows the name Babe Ruth, right? Babe Ruth also led the league in strikeouts. And he was like strikeout leader for the longest time. Like It's not about just the success. It's about adapting after the mistakes. Remember, fail is just your first attempt in learning, right? So now you have your big goal. I also want to give you one small goal, and you can choose whatever it is, but can you be more of a yes and person? So can you be that person that, like Wes said, he's like, I've been a butt a lot. I recognize I've been a butt. Well, now that you know it, are you working on it? Are you not an ander where you don't speak up? You like go along with whatever, but you don't speak up and share that kind of thing? Are you going to be more grace-giving to yourself and others? Don't hold yourself to that unattainable standard. Be okay with mistakes. Be fully present. Give everybody your attention and your best work. And then can you have fun? Start your day with those 3 positive things. Look for that more positive mindset. If you can do one of those things, again, pick one of those to be your goal when you go back to your day-to-day life. And I'm telling you, those things will also help you reach your goals. Okay? Now we have time for one last game. Raise your hand if you know how to play rock, paper, scissors. You actually know how to play. Cool, I see a couple hands not up, so I'm going to assume you don't all know. Okay. It's on 4, okay? You go 1, 2, 3, and then on 4, you show rock, paper, or scissors. Rock, if you're rock, that breaks scissors, so rock wins. If you're scissors, that cuts paper. If you're paper, that covers rock, which is stupid. It's still a rock, right? I've always had a problem. I'm like, they need a better, oh well, okay. But that's the game, right? If you tie, you reset and then go again. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. And you go until you have a winner. True rock, paper, scissors enthusiasts will tell you it's typically best of 3. We don't have time for all that, right? So in this game we're about to play, you're all about to find a partner, and you're going to play rock, paper, scissors, but there's more to it. But before we do anything else, everybody stand up and find a partner. Don't start the game yet, just find your partner. Don't punch anybody, Mary. She had her dukes up, and I don't know why. Raise your hand if you don't have a partner so we can help you find somebody. Look for somebody else with their hand up. They have a partner over here. There's somebody up front. Wes. Oh, there you go. Over here. There you go. Over here they have somebody. Anybody else not have somebody? Awesome. Now let me explain how the game works. The beginning is very easy. You're going to play rock, paper, scissors against your partner. If you tie, go again. Once you have a winner, the winner raises their hand, and you're basically looking for somebody else with their hand up because they won too. It's like a giant bracket, right? So now they're going to be your next opponent. However, listen, and this is the most important part of the game. If you lose, you automatically become the biggest fan of the person who just beat you. Okay, so they raise their hand. So right now, you all, I assume, know your partner's name, right? If you don't know your partner's name, you need it because you're the beginning. You're literally, once you lose, you're their first fan, right? So if Jared beats me, come on, Jared, let's go. Jared goes up against somebody else. Jared wins again. Now me and both of them are all cheering for Jared. Okay, now we go up against Mary, and then Mary beats Jared. All of us automatically start cheering for Mary. Okay, so it's literally, you don't, and here's the hard part. A lot of y'all are hyper competitive. I've learned that, and I appreciate that. But what I am challenging you not to do is this. Right when you lose, you're like, no, don't do that. Again, just look at it. No matter who wins, cheer. And if it was you, raise your hand. If you lose, start cheering for the other person. Got it? By the end of this game, we will have the 2 finalists and hundreds of people cheering for this person or this person. Whoever wins, everyone in this room goes nuts like you just won $1 million worth of Taco Bell. Okay? Cool. No matter what, you cheer for it. Got it? If you tie, reset and go again quickly because other people are building their fan bases. Ready? Oh, yeah. We'll move. The last 2 need to come to the middle for a beautiful camera shot. Ready, set, go. Find a new opponent. There you go. Find your next opponent. Find your opponent. There you go. Hey, there we go. Mary, right here. Mary, there you go. Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. There we go. There we go. Put your hand up. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. There we go. Who's our winner over here? Right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. Who do we have left over here? We have one winner over here. Come out over here. Stay right here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. Make some noise. Who's left? Who's left? There we go. Come on over this way. Over here. Over here. Now hold on 1 second. Hold on. Before we go, what's your name? And what's your name? Let's go. Come on around. Come on around. Here we go. Best of one. Oh, Kiera shook hands. Kiera and Michelle, go for it. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, ready? Get the rhythm. Get the rhythm. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Michelle, go in! Hey. Now listen. This is what work should feel like. Like, this is what every day should feel like. Like, right? I'm telling, yeah, just rock, paper, scissors. Your residents are like, I'm hungry. Like, shut up. Right? No. No, I'm saying there should be cheering. There should be celebrating. Like, it doesn't matter who did the best that day. The thing that mattered is you provided a vital service for thousands of people every day. Like, I mean, I can't think of a more important job. To me, I equate what you do with what teachers do. Because children and elderly are those populations that we have to take care of. Like, when you're an adult, that's your prime, right? But when you're a kid, you need help. Sometimes when you get older, you need help. And the people that help make those people's lives better are the most important people in the world, right? And the work that you do every day is great. And don't get me wrong, there are days when we're all exhausted. We're all exhausted. I get it. But if we can find that moment to cheer for each other, that we lift each other up and to celebrate each other, man, it's a whole lot easier to go into work the next day when you had this kind of hype, right? Start your mornings with celebration. Throughout your day, look for the positive instead of leading with the negative in your day with celebrations. Like, I love high fives. I love high fives, handshakes, fist bumps, all sorts of stuff. Just find that's the energy that works for me. What was cool is when I asked you to go around and say thank you to 3 people, it was clear that you knew each other. Because some of you would literally walk open arm 5 feet away, getting ready to hug. Other people, you'd walk up and you get the fist because you know they're not a hugger, right? You know, some people don't want those same things. And that's I'm telling you, the way several people were texting me thank yous to the owners, the way that you all are approaching each other, and you know, like, this is a special group. It's a really special group, and I don't say that often. You're doing great work. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for the work you do in the world. Continue to do awesome work, and I'm humbled to work with you. Give yourselves a hand. Nicely done.
We're going to start with Al, who's going to give out a very special award.
Yeah, we attempted to acknowledge these two individuals the other night at the awards banquet, but state surveyors and the State Board of Health had other plans as they came into the building as they were en route to French Lick. So without further ado, I'd like to recognize Nathan Anderson and Stacy Davis. Rosewalk Lafayette, come on up for Building of the Year.
And just a couple of other quick things to do. So first, if you had anything to do with organizing the last couple of days, would you please stand? We owe you a great deal of gratitude. And then we have a special gift for the leader of the pack, Mary Goss. Would you please come up? Nothing gets done without Mary's involvement. And just a couple other just quick things. Number one, as we talked about the other day, you should have an email or a text. Today is May 1, so we have our first annual survey that should have reached you today. So like we talked about the other day, we can't get better without taking people's information and their whatever suggestions that they have. So please respond to that and ask your staff to do the same thing. And then lastly, I'd like to thank John Colby, for another tremendous session for the last 2 days. And I really did say that next year we should have dueling pianos. We just need to find somebody else. And then lastly, I just want to thank everybody in the room for your attentiveness, participation, and energy. And I thank you for the service that you're providing. And I'd like to encourage you to continue to lead with purpose and passion. So thank you very much, and please be safe on your way home.